Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Pitch Perfect podcast. I'm your host, Lawrence, and today we got episode 4 of the Pitch Perfect podcast. So, guys, very tricky game at the Gunners. I said in my match review, I was hoping to get 3 points in this fixture. Unfortunately, that was not the case for us. Now, I thought in the first 10 minutes, the boys went out there all guns blazing, tried to take the game to Brighton, and we did exactly that in the first 10 minutes. We took it to Brighton, we, stuck it to them, and the boys were relentless. They were creating countless chances. It was just about when one of those chances were going to turn into goals. After the first 10 minutes, the game kind of died down. Everything was kind of, slowing down end to end. Both teams just not trying to make a tactical mistake because obviously whoever draws first blood, they have the advantage. So, it was kind of like that until nearly the stroke of half time, until Kai Havertz and Saka linked up again to create and give Arsenal their first goal, which I was very happy about. And then, we went into the first half very comfortably. Brighton weren't really threatening us after that goal. They were kind of on the back foot. We were taking the game to them after the goal. So we had all the momentum going into the second half, which is where unfortunately things took a dark turn. Declan Rice picked up a yellow card in the first half, unfortunately, and the second one came just 3 minutes after kickoff resumed. Now there is absolute war of this, like it's all over the internet. Um, he received a second yellow for supposedly kicking the ball out of play. He moved it 2 yards. I think the videos are all there. He moved it about 2 yards. What I'm kind of surprised is how Veltman didn't get sent off as well because he kicked. He wasn't looking to play that ball. He kicked Declan Rice. Declan Rice, went down as he should, and he got the red, and he got a second yellow, and he was off. And I think I seen rival fans, signing with Arsenal. I also seen rival fans, against Arsenal. All I'm going to say is it's all fun and games till it happens to your team. That's all I'm going to say. Um, because João Pedro did it in the first half and nothing was done. And João Pedro was worse. João Pedro booted it like out of the stadium. Like João Pedro booted like a good 30, 40 yards and nothing was done. So, I think and you know what it is? All we were asking for is consistency. I think that's all what the teams ask for is a little bit of consistency in the refereeing because he picked and choose who to give cards that game, and most referees do because if that's another team, they probably get away with it. I'll be honest with you, they probably get away with it. But unfortunately, Rice got his red card. We were down to 10 men, and I kind of knew we were in trouble from there because Rice. I always cast Rice as a pivotal figure for us when it comes to playing games, and boy oh boy, was it very obvious we were down to 10 men. João Pedro Brighton took very good advantage of that. Within 10 minutes, they got the goal back. That was like, yeah, we're in for a game now. Brighton got themselves back in 10 minutes after the sending off. And yeah, it was game on from there. And, from then on, we couldn't get out of our own half. Brighton were peppering us with attack after attack after attack. Do you know what? And I thought the boys did well. Stayed in their block of the five back, and fair play for Arteta for making those substitutions. Because 2 or 3 seasons ago we were waiting for a goal to happen, and then we're in trouble. So fair play to Arteta for realizing the danger we're in, and made a formation that we could defend because it was all Brighton second half. It was really all Brighton. I know we had a few chances. Saka had one for a superb ball from Havertz. There was nothing more he could do. Saka just couldn't generate enough power on the shot. Um, Havertz as well. He also missed a very good chance as well. But yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I thought this was a game where we were gonna, collect another 3 points, and I do think that red card does change. It does. I don't even think it does. It does change the whole dynamic of the game because it's never a second jello. Like as I mentioned before, João Pedro kicked the ball 30, 40 yards in the first half. Nothing was given to him. And yeah, I just think it's very harsh. And like I don't know if you've seen this app, but it's Rice's first ever red card. Um as as a professional footballer. So he's gonna look back at that. I think he's done wrong. A lot of people have said he's been done wrong, and then you have your few other people who are saying who like, oh well, it's if the letter of the law of the game, blah blah blah. Lads, I'm just saying it's all fun and games till it happens to your team. That's all I'm going to say. It's all fun and games till it happens to your team. We were done dirty there. I know it's never a yellow. If anything, Veltman should have got a yellow sent off because what he did, if that's another team on another day, Veltman's getting sent off. It's just inconsistency, lads. Let's be real. Let's not bullshit around tournament. Let's not, put our biases aside. If that's another team, another player on day, that's a red card. That's a Veltman. That player, if that player is doing what Veltman did to Rice, that's a red. They're not even looking at the ball being kicked away. That's a red. That's a red. Let's put all bias aside. It's a red on the day. No questions asked. But Rice, that also means Rice will not miss the North London derby. So it's very sticky. Very, 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 very sticky. Because like I said, Rice is a very pivotal player to us, and him not being able to, um, him not able to, be there for that derby is going to be huge. But it's also a big test for the boys. See what Mikel Arteta is going to do with that squad because our squad depth is very thin. We sold a lot of players, and Ketia's gone, Ramsdale's gone, Fabio Vieira's gone on loan, Nelson's gone on loan. Smith Rowe is gone as well. So, these are a lot of players, that have left the club, and I wish them all the best. I wish them all the best when it comes to this. So hopefully we can, play as much as we want to because my concern is just Tottenham will be looking at that and like we don't have a midfield there. I think in the midfield, I think it's going to be Partey, Jorginho, and Odegaard. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I can't lie to you. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But we have to trust Ateta. We have to trust the boys to get the 3 points. So only time will tell. We'll know next week when the games are happening. But it's gonna be really interesting to see what the boys have planned there. But there's nothing too much I can say really. It's an absolute injustice really for Rice, and I think going forward we're gonna see that many times. And if it does not get given to another club, you be kind of looking back and like, but it got given when right, like I seen people saying the ref choose on the day if they're gonna do their business or not, and I just think that's really unfair not just for Arsenal, for any other club competing. For any club fighting to stay up, competing for a title, or just trying to, get in their average position and just stay there, it's not fair. It shows lack of respect from the refs, lack of sportsmanship as well. You're paid to referee a game. But now again, it's Premier League. They have the worst referees in the world. It's a very known fact at this stage. We have the worst refs in the world, so we can't even trust them to do their job properly. So I wouldn't even get too much into that. But like I said, it's an absolute injustice to Rice. Absolute injustice to Rice. In no way in 100 million years is that a second yellow. But look, the game is a game. Unfortunately, the points were shared at the Emirates Stadium. Like I said, it's not a result that I would have liked. But we just have to. North London Derby is gonna be an interesting one. I won't lie to you. North London Derby is gonna be an interesting one. Will we get the 3 points? Is it gonna be a draw? I could say I want 3 points again, but it's a big ask. It's a very, very big ask considering Rice is, not available. He's suspended. So, I'll need that midfield needs to step up. We'll need the whole team to step up. We'll need to get behind the boys this weekend because that's not an easy game to go to. That's not an easy game to go to. I know we've beaten Spurs past couple of times. We've gotten the best of them, but when you're without a pivotal player who contributes so much and is kind of the engine room of the team, yeah, it's gonna be prove a bigger task. But look, I won't be too negative. Gotta keep hope, gotta keep faith in the boys that they'll get the job done. But yeah, look, that's it really. There's not too much I can say. I think the highlight was that just that red card, because after that, like I said, the game was kind of, the whole dynamic changed. Like I said, Brighton got their goal fairly quickly, but I knew we were in trouble. I knew Rice has so much presence when he plays. So once that presence was gone, very, very harsh. Even the goal we conceded, don't get me wrong, it's a ridiculous pass from Dunk, but Saliba and Gabriel should not be getting split out like that. I know Gabriel was there and I think he could have maybe made a tackle, but I understand why he didn't. He didn't want to be rash because it's a penalty. Then he picks up a yellow, and you don't know what way it's going to go from there. So I can understand. I just do think he could have maybe, done something a little bit more. But look, I ain't going to slay Gabriel, because both Gabriel and Saliba got dragged in a position there, which rarely happens with both of them. But unfortunately, you know, that's what happens in these type of games. But look, um, that's it really. That's it really. Look, we'll roll on this weekend. Hopefully the boys can come big, because if we get 3 points against Spurs without Rice, that's a huge win. That's a huge win, because if you've watched him since he's signed for us, you know how pivotal he is. You will know how pivotal that man is. People can say, "Oh, you're making your glazing, whatever." I'm just like, no, because I watch my club week in, week out, and I know how the team operates, and I know how much of a pivotal player Rice is. So, like I said, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see how that one goes. But stay tuned. Hopefully, we get the 3 points. But yeah, thank you for listening. I've been your host, Lawrence, and thank you for watching Gunners Insight. We'll see you next week.